Hey guys, back with another video. I am going to be taking a video of me showing my favorite setups. And so, to get started off with, after we do the poles, we're going to be doing the lures. So, here's one of my most trusted bass poles. Right here. A Shakespeare reel right there. Perfect reel, 8-pound carbon, and a little grasshopper lure that really brought me luck at some lakes. And so the old traditional bass pole, and I love to use that setup on this bass pole. But also 100, well, not really, but the most expensive pole I've owned, right here. The most expensive pole I have owned. So up here is a little Bowie beetle thingy. That's what it says on the package. And another Shakespeare reel. This is by far my favorite rod because it's my ultralight that I use to catch all my fish, almost all my fish. Sometimes I use this bass pole for, catfish and bass. This thing I use for, I'll give you about 1 to 2 pound, 2 to 3 pound fish on this reel because it's it's an ultralight. It's not meant for heavy fish, but it is really bendable, so I could give it about a 10-pound fish max if you have the right line. I only have like 6-pound line on here. So as long as we get these setups and poles out of the way, now we're going to be moving on to my favorite lures. So I'm going to bring them out. Here we go. So my first one, we're going to be showing, I have to put my camera on the ground. Hold on, my lure box is kind of messy. I have to get the lure out. I might have to keep this lure out of the video or just show you my lure box. It's kind of embarrassing because of how bad my lure box is. It's really, really disgusting looking. Well, it's not really disgusting, but it's just dirty, not the cleanest lure box. So we almost got it. Okay, we got it. Hold on, wait, no I didn't. Now I got it. So an orange-bellied minnow. Spinnerbait, I think, or crankbait. One of my favorite baits to use. I'm about to show you one of my top lures out of every lure in this box. I'm showing you. I think this is my top lure in the whole box. This one right here. And so it caught me a lot of fish. At this lake that I was at, I was not catching any fish, and so I didn't have jigs at the time, and the jigs really work at that lake, but so I switched to this. In about 10 minutes of fishing, I caught almost 1 pound crappie. And so I'm about to show you some of my other trusted baits. So here, I use this at a certain lake, Belle Cow, because there's like no other place that you can really catch fish on this, but that's not saying this is a bad lure, because I caught most of my fish at Belle Cow Lake on this little spinner. Hold on, it's kind of tangled up in the line that I cut off. I have to cut this up, cut the line off. Hold on. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, got it. Hold on, I have to cut it one more time. Okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. So, here's my little rooster tail. A little spinner that really brought me luck on sand bass and white crappie at Bell Cow Lake. And so, it's just a really, really good lure. And here's another lure that I love to use. It's at one specific place because I have never caught a fish anywhere else on this, but this thing is really, really good for Boomer Lake. And I was slamming largemouth bass. I'll give you 1 pound tops, but that's pretty good sized fish for how small this lure is. But the reason I like it and I added it to this list is because I was just slamming largemouth bass and I wasn't catching any fish that day, and so I used this and I was slamming largemouth bass. So we're gonna bring out one of my other trusted things, one of the most common lures here, a traditional jig. I caught the biggest bass of my life, which I really haven't bass fished at all, was about a 3 pound bass. And that's kind of embarrassing to be telling you guys, but I haven't really fished for largemouth bass. I'll give it about 12 hours of my time, about a day worth of fishing for largemouth bass in my entire life. And I am 10 years old. So, you know, that's kind of fine, you know? And so I got maybe a few more things. This little traditional thing, just kidding, it's not really traditional, but this thing brought me luck whenever I was down at this, Boomer Lake. First time I went there, I didn't have any bait, nothing that would catch any fish. So I just put this on, started jigging, and I caught two nice bluegill and a freaking catfish on a lure like this. So you put it on a little traditional hook. You can, a little normal, like, size, maybe 12 hook? I don't know, but I put this on a little hook, and you can use a weight, you can use, not a weight, you don't have to use a weight, but if you want it to be top water, you don't have to use a weight. If you want it to be, mid water, you want it to have a weight. So I didn't have a weight, and I was slamming fish. It was just crazy. And so I'm going to show you the hook I was using. It was kind of hard to catch any fish, well, anywhere else. So just a teeny tiny little hook. Here, let me just demonstrate this for you. Stick this through here into his mouth, this hook. You just stick it out his, well, I don't really want to get a little PG-13 here, but, well, butt, or you can say it's stomach, it's your choice, but this is gross. I don't really want to get PG-13 here, so I'm not going to keep on saying this. But here's the thing I was using, and it caught me a lot of fish. This little tail of it really, really gives off a lot of action. That's probably why I was catching so many fish. This is the longest video, I think, that I made. Yeah, it is, because this is my third video, which is kind of crazy, but I've uploaded 3 videos today, and it seems like, well, I'm gonna be crazy on this whole fishing thing. So here's a thing that's kind of really used around my area, is this little thing. I don't really use it, but it's a tube that you stick a jig inside of it, and well, it would do really good at boomer. I already know it, but they were using this at a lake where you kind of have to use baits that are more realistic to catch fish. And so, you know, I've never really used these. I've only used it once and it let me down, so I've never used it after that one time. So yeah, and here's one lure that I kind of respect, and that is huge. I'll give you, it can catch gar, and gar don't really bite topwater, but this is a topwater frog the size of my hand, almost. Anyways, look, almost the size of my hand, the size of my palm. That's how big this topwater frog is. And I will give you, this will catch like 5-pound bass, which they really aren't easy to catch, but if you're at the right places, you can catch the 5-pound bass easily. So there you go. Those are my top baits. And also, I want to show you something pretty interesting to me. Look at how big this weight is. I bet you if I dropped it on my screen, it would crack the screen or break through the screen. So if I drop this, I'm not going to be lucky. But that thing is meant for really fast running rivers. And really fast running rivers, I normally don't fish at, but I do sometimes, and it's good to have one weight that's perfect for that sometimes, you know? And so, one more thing, a setup that I like to use that's perfect. And it's perfect for, I'll give you to 5 to 10 pound catfish. This, like size 6 hook with this on. You tie both of these on your hook, you're gonna catch some cats. And so, you gotta find baits. I prefer finding my own bait whenever it comes to, catfishing. Except for whenever it comes to worms with catfishing. But I normally use frogs because they've caught me a lot of catfish. I'm closing up my lure box here. Gonna put it back in my vest. I'm gonna close up my just box because I put everything in this, because I used to just put normal hooks in it, but now I put some lures in it because I'm running out of room in my lure box for any lures, and these are small lures, so it doesn't really matter. So then they are closed up, putting them back inside of my awesome fishing vest that my grandma gave me. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.